Hey everybody, welcome to another What the Heck Wednesday. This week I'm doing my video on oats, and I'm really just going to try and give you an idea of if you're gluten-free because of gluten intolerance, or if you have celiac disease, if you should be avoiding oats on the gluten-free diet. So first off, on the whole controversy if oats are gluten-free or not, most oats that are not labeled gluten-free are completely unsafe and are just something you should completely avoid. So if they're regular oats, whether it's steel cut oats or if it's just regular oats, if it's not labeled gluten-free, then that's something you should avoid altogether, and that's something you shouldn't even try because there's chances of cross-contamination, there's issues with how it's processed through the factory, and there's just a lot of issues where it's processed with wheat and it's usually just not safe. Now for oats that are labeled gluten-free, there are some people with celiac disease that actually react to it whether it's gluten-free or not, which I myself react to oats that are labeled gluten-free or not, and that has to do with something called cross-reactivity, which is where the protein in oats is actually close to the protein in gluten, and a small percentage of people can actually react to oats the same way they would gluten. So the only way to find that out, though, is if you test it yourself, which obviously, I mean, getting a reaction is never fun, but you never will know unless you test it out yourself, which I've had to do many times. So for oats in general, if it's not labeled gluten-free, you should always avoid it and you should be careful. And for oats that are labeled gluten-free, you should just test it out to see if you do react to it or not, which everyone's different, everyone's celiac is different, and if you have a gluten intolerance, I don't believe it's something you do have to avoid if it's labeled gluten-free. But for celiac disease, you should be more careful, more aware, and if you still are getting a reaction each day and you eat gluten-free oats, that could be your problem. So just test it out and do more research, and I'll post some links below to give you more information on oats in general, whether it's gluten-free, labeled or not. So that sums up this 14th What the Heck Wednesday on oats, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you for watching.